Gems. I am Janita Pascal, your inspirational mindset shifter and the founder and managing director of G.P.A Inc., where we inspire intellectual innovation. Today, I am happy that you can join us here as my guest, Shadi Sadeghi, a certified Jungian life coach and emotion practitioner. Here we have a lot to learn by the introduction alone, guys. As she takes you behind the win, where we go beyond her cover story. Behind the win are experiences and challenges that we all encounter. Those dreams and visions that we set out to achieve can be greeted by many stumbling blocks, which often leave us questioning why. Or they often allow us to go back to the drawing board to determine where should we turn next and how should we take those next steps. But truly, nobody knows, as all they ever get to see is that cover story. That cover story that features so prominently on social media. And that cover story that leaves others questioning, why can't I get there too? Here, we speak to authors, doctors, lawyers, coaches, entrepreneurs, your everyday people, and many more as they inspire you by sharing with you their experiences and or the challenges they encountered before basking in their winning season. Again, I want to thank you so much for joining us as my guest joins us to share on the importance of overcoming unconscious resistance to watch your magic unfold. Hi, Shadi. Welcome to this platform.
Hi there. Thank you so much for having me, Janita.
When we begin, we always like to ask that question just to break the ice a little. If I were going along my merry way and happened to get stuck in an elevator, and we had that opportunity to introduce ourselves to each other, who would you tell me you are, and what are you best known for?
In a word or in a sentence, I probably would say I help people to release their unconscious blocks to achieving what they want most in life and their soul's purpose. No biggie.
I like. Okay, that's really nice because we all want to fulfill or achieve that purpose that we set out to achieve. So there we have it. And as we set out to achieve those goals, there is a saying that goes, we all have 24 hours in a day.
Mhm.
It is how you use those 24 hours. And for those go getters,
Mhm.
they don't really understand why the others that are not so equipped with the necessary techniques and tips to really go for it, they really don't understand how can I be a go-getter. There's 24 hours in a day. I make the most of my 24 hours and my peer is not doing the same as me. I do believe for me, I'm not the expert here, you are, that something unexplainable gets in the way. And it's not that the individual may not want to make the most of the 24 hours, or it's not that they don't want to go for it, but it's just something standing in the way. Can you tell us what can be standing in the way, or maybe what unconscious resistance is?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, you hit it. You hit it right on the head. Really, what is keeping us from that goal or that desire that we have, and we just keep, running into walls, that is our own internal unconscious resistance. And it's called unconscious because we're not aware of it. We're not conscious to it. And it's still part of who we are. It's nothing bad. It's not like your dark side. So in Jungian psychology, it's called the shadow aspects of ourselves and our own greatness and our own power. Because, our conditioning, that unconscious aspect, that resistance was shaped prior to age 8 in all of us. And it's part of us, and we grow up and go out into the world and we think that we're pursuing our desires and our interests and friendships and relationships, and we think we're showing up as ourselves, but we're only showing up as part of ourselves because that unconscious part is blocked off.
You spoke about going back to age 8 as a professional and with your experience. would there be a particular event or chain of events that would allow one to develop unconscious resistance?
So we all do. I mean, we all have unconscious resistance about something, and that is you could say that is our soul's purpose, our journey to figure out and uncover. So, looking at your own, your own life as a cancer survivor, that experience, as horrible as it is, whatever it is that we're going through, whatever block that we run into or challenge that we run into, life challenge, is an opportunity to shift perspective internally and to grow from it and to learn a little bit more about ourselves and our soul. So we don't have to go back to a particular time, and that's what is different about coaching, from a psychology standpoint, a depth psychology standpoint, versus just therapy, sitting in a therapist's office and talking about the past. We don't talk about the past at all in the work that I take my clients through. The past is coming up in your present day, in the
Right.
triggers that you experience, in the challenges that you experience. It's present, so that's what we work with.
That's great. And as you talk about working with this, we want to know as you grow and transform, we all know that awareness might be key. Sometimes it's not that, again, we don't want to grow, it's not that we don't want to transform, and sometimes we don't necessarily recognize those habits. So, what are some of those signs, some of those behavioral patterns we can look for in ourselves and say, hey, I'm really showing up in that way. This is something I have to address so that I can overcome being unconsciously resistant.
So it's repetitive patterns that are showing up in your life. I knew someone who had 3 accidents in 1 month, like a car accident, then somebody hit one of their weekend cars or whatever, and then somebody hit one of their buses that belonged to their business. And I was like, okay, there's a pattern here. Patterns are telling us, pay attention. There is something in you that wants to be brought above the surface, brought to consciousness, brought to awareness. As well as, like I said, if we feel stuck, or if we feel like we just, no matter what I do, I've tried all these tactics, I've tried strategies, I've tried affirmations, I've tried therapy, and I just can't seem to get out of it, that is pointing to your unconscious resistance. And it's a good thing. It's the sign of a healthy mind that's just keeping you safe. That's why we have unconscious resistance, because there's a
Right.
part of us that thinks that our lives are at threat, or something bad is going to happen if I become successful, or if I make a certain amount of money, or if I have intimacy in my relationships. Then that's terrifying, right? So it's just a protective mechanism. But when we're adults, it's no longer serving us. So it's time to uncover it.
Right. I just had this question as it relates to goal setting because I know a lot of both male and female can relate because earlier this year, as I set out to create my plan, I'm talking about myself
Uh-huh.
as well, I came across some statistics that said that only 8% of people who set New Year's resolutions
Mm-hmm.
achieve them.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, we are all eager to achieve, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, especially around this time of year, we look back from January to, I mean, we
Where did it go?
analyze and we realize
Yeah.
that half
What?
of those
What?
goals were not accomplished. Given your experience, what do you think
Yeah.
gets in the way from maybe February? Because we start going to the gym in January, we start
Yeah.
all of these great
Yeah.
patterns, and we just, I guess, lapse along our journey. I'm talking about myself here as well. So,
It's everyone. It's not just you. And this is why I don't believe in diets, crash diets. They don't work, because you can't just use willpower to change what is your energetic uh, being, the fiber of who you are. And I know it sounds silly, but like, there is an aspect of us. So I'm bringing up, like, the weight goals, for example, because so
right.
many people set those goals when they start off at the year, or whatever goal it is. There's a part of you that identifies with being the size that you're at. And it's necessary. It may be a form of protection. Weight often is. It's usually a sign of emotional repression too, or guarding, protecting ourselves with, if we're bigger, then the mind thinks, oh, I'm more protected, I'm safer. But other goals, whatever it is, even if we have the best of intentions, we're still just working from the conscious mind. And if you think of an iceberg, right? we only see the tip of an iceberg most times. The majority of that iceberg is below water. And that is who we are. We're not just that tip, which is the conscious mind. That's like, okay, my name is Shadi and I'm a coach. I'm an emotion energy practitioner and I live in Southern California. These are the things that we think we are, just that tip. But we are so much more beyond just the conscious mind, but we're just not aware of it. And people think, and that's the shadow aspect, when you integrate, which is what I help my clients do, when you bring the iceberg above water, you are embodying more and more of your true self and who you are. And when you do, when you start making goals and pursuing and taking action towards your goals from that place, from your truest self, and as the iceberg gets bigger and as you embody more power, man, you start manifesting like this. Like you have a thought and within an hour, it's like, holy crap, there it is. And it's a different place. But until you make, and this is what Jung said. So Jung was a prominent psychologist and psychiatrist from Switzerland in the early 1900s. He was mentored by Freud, and then they went their separate ways because Jung incorporated, believed that the human being, the journey of the human being is spiritual. And that was a big no-no for Freud. So Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. So those blocks that come up, that we talked about, that falling out of the habit of going to the gym, even though consciously you're saying, no, but I want to lose weight. I want to go to the gym every day. I want to be healthier. I want to be more fit. There is something in your shadow, your unconscious mind, that is saying, nope, that's not who we are. We're not going to go there. And very subtly, very subliminally over time, we just stop going. We forget, we get distracted, life gets busy, we don't make time to go to the gym.
So I like that you spoke about your thoughts and how they can inspire your actions. And I'm very big on mindset and how one's mindset can impact their journey, especially as we traverse the road less traveled. Sometimes setting those new goals in the new year. How important it is to shift your mindset in the process of overcoming unconscious resistance.
It's like more than 50% of it. So it's it's having a mindset of non-judgment, openness, curiosity. That is not just in your approach to why you do what you do or why you don't do what you do, but to life, and to see that every experience is showing me something, depending on how you react to it, is showing me something about my mind, about my conditioning, about my feelings. And that mindset of, um, it's almost like it's like just being open to what comes and being curious about it and not seeing it as, oh, I'm not manifesting what I want. That means something's wrong with me, or judging yourself so harshly, but just saying, I wonder why that is. It's like stepping outside of yourself and looking at yourself as like an experiment, the eternal scientific experiment, and learning about yourself, because then you can expand awareness, and you're more open to expanding awareness, and then you can create what you desire.
Speaking about creating what we desire, I know off camera we spoke about the process of visualization and manifestation. I know that the audience earlier this year requested clarity on the subject matter.
Mm.
So, as we shift our mindset to overcome unconscious resistance, how can we integrate visualization, and exactly what is visualization as the expert here to guide them, and how can we also use the practice of visualization to allow those goals to manifest?
It's key. So it is essential in uncovering what is holding you back, or what you're resisting in your reality, in your external reality. So I take my clients through visualization, uh, with every aspect, whatever goal that they have. If they feel like, why can't I just get this, what's stopping me, I take them through visualization. Because here's the thing, and it's funny, you called me an expert, and I want to be wary of that, because we can have resources around us that are experts, right? They have more experience, they have more knowledge, more, certain, they're trained in certain skills, right? At the end of the day, you are your own expert. You are your own expert. And so really uncovering through visualization, guiding, my clients through a visualization, I'm uncovering their own wisdom of where they want to go next and what is keeping, I don't know it. I can't see into their mind, And so um, the visualization is paramount to change. And it's necessary either through a guided visualization, audio or a video, YouTube video, or if you have a mentor or coach to take you through it. The mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. And we are imagining and daydreaming all the time. If you think about when you were a child, you were thinking about your dreams. What do I want to be? What kind of life do I want? You're thinking of, magical experiences, and life was magic. And then when we grow up and life happens, we tend to stop dreaming and stop imagining and stop visualizing. And when you visualize, then you are embodying the version of yourself who can and wants to receive that goal. But if you're focusing on, I don't have it, I'm stuck, I keep hitting walls, which is okay, but just become aware of, where your mind's attention is going to, where its energy is going to. When you focus on that, which we do, we have stressful lives, we have full schedules, we have children, we have spouses, we have jobs. We get caught up in the problems, and so the mind has a negative slant, which tends to focus on problems. So it's really important to visualize. And I could take you through a quick visualization today if you want. For
Oh,
you to
yes, I guess that would be perfect for the audience.
Wonderful. Great. I'd love to. Beautiful. So I'm going to do something here. It's called a wall meditation that I take my clients through. And I also offer a introductory session, shadow work session, for anyone who is curious about my work, who's interested in this work. If they want to, have a one-on-one session with me, I offer it complimentary for the first time to uncover what is getting in the way. And this is kind of a taste of what I take them through to uncover what is keeping them from their desire. So if you can keep both feet on the ground and take a deep breath and close your eyes. And just get really comfortable and notice the seat beneath you that's holding you. Notice the ground beneath your feet. Notice your breaths, how deep or how shallow. And I want you to take a deep breath in, feeling the air fill up your stomach, your lungs, and exhale all tension, all stress. Take another deep breath in, inhaling calm and clarity and peace. And releasing all tension in your body. And I want you to just imagine that there's a beautiful beam of light, warm, healing, divine light above you, streaming down into your skull, down your spine, into your body, just filling your whole body with this beautiful, relaxing light. And you can feel yourself sinking deeper into your chair. You're perfectly safe, you're perfectly comfortable. There's nowhere to be, nothing to do. And as you're here in this moment, breathing deep, nourished by this beautiful divine light, I want you to think about something that you really want right now in your life. Whether it's true love, whether it's money, bigger income, whether it's your purpose. Maybe you feel stuck in some aspect of your life and you want some answers. Or maybe it's a physical issue, a health issue that's keeping you from really fully recovering and healing. And what we're going to do is ask your unconscious mind what you need to do or what's stopping you from getting to the other side to get your desire. And you can come back to this meditation anytime. Now think of that desire that you really want. It could be small, could be big, something that you don't have. Now hold this image in your mind of what you want. I want you to hold the feeling, notice the feeling of actually having it. Plant the seed in your deeper mind. And as your eyes are closed, you're going to see a pathway in front of you. This path opens up in front of you, and you feel an urge to move in a certain direction, feeling guided by the desire to keep going forward. Even though you don't know where you're going, you don't need to. You don't need to know what's ahead. You just know to follow one step in front of the other until you get to a place where you can't move anymore. On your path is what has been stopping you. And it's represented by a giant wall right in front of you. I want you to look to the left, look to the right. Notice how far the wall is. Look in front of you, notice how tall the wall is. Notice how thick it is. What is it made of? You may even notice a cornerstone in the wall with a year written on it when this wall was first formed inside of you as a barrier to what you want. Maybe there are words on the wall like a graffiti or an image with a message. Your unconscious mind is showing you exactly what is stopping you from your goal or desire. Don't judge anything, just observe and make a note. And if you look closely at the wall, there's a peephole right in front of you where you can look through to the other side. And on the other side is you having the experience that you want. Your dreams come true on the other side of that wall. But you notice you're a little frustrated because you can't get to that part of you. And you can't get to that experience until you deal with this wall. So I want you to ask your unconscious mind what you need to do with the wall. Ask for tools to take it down. See the tools appearing, and in your mind, see yourself taking the wall down with whatever you need that is created by your imagination to take it down. Even if you can't take the whole wall down, just make enough space for you to step through. I'm going to give you a moment to do that. Now imagine stepping through to the other side and into the version of you that's experiencing their heart's desire. You're asking your unconscious mind right now to show you in your life where you stop yourself from that desire. Allow your unconscious mind to show you how to overcome any obstacles that are in the way, to make them obvious to you so you can work with them and be free of them. Imagine stepping into that version of you, merging with that version of you, and having that beautiful divine wisdom of knowing how to be free from the obstacle and to take the next step. Take all that energy that's been holding you back as it comes into your awareness and use it to propel you forward into your goal and your true desire. When you're ready, you can take a deep breath and exhale and come back to the room. And feel free to write down whatever ideas came to you, whatever messages came to you. How was that?
That was powerful. I didn't know that I needed this exercise today.
We all need it. We don't know, right? Until we do it.
Right.
Yeah, I wanna share this so that people know what they are capable of. The wisdom is in you, but it's hard to do it by yourself. You know, we get distracted, we get calls, we get texts, and so when you have
Right.
that guidance, the wisdom is in you. It's really powerful.
And just that little bit of guidance and that process you were able to take me through, I didn't know that I was standing my own way. That is what I am, the wall. When you spoke about the wall, I think I started to smile. I am the wall.
Yeah, that came up for me as well. But it's beautiful because when you realize it's you, you don't have to change anything outside of you. You can change you. You can shift you. It's your
Right.
power. So this is part of the shadow work and the shadow work of uncovering an aspect of yourself that is holding you back. So I used to be part of the corporate world for many years, and I left everything, and I essentially left the corporate world. I left my hometown of DC of 22 years. I moved abroad because that was my dream to have a European life, and then I decided to become when I had gotten certified as a coach prior to that. I decided to make this full time. I knew it was my life's purpose to help people get what they want and to embody their true selves. So I am a trained and certified depth psychology coach, as well as, and I help really a lot of people who come to me who are achievers, who are very ambitious, and they're feeling very burnt out and stuck. So essentially, a lot of people who come to me are either trying to achieve a goal or they've achieved their goals and they're like, why do I feel unfulfilled? I'm not satisfied. I checked off all the boxes I wanted to. What's missing? So I help men and women all over the world. I do it remotely. I'm based in Southern California. And as well as I am an emotion code practitioner. So I help people that have chronic pain, chronic symptoms that are unexplainable or that they don't want to be on meds for the rest of their lives, such as autoimmune diseases or migraines. And I help to uncover the repressed emotions that are creating those symptoms. I can do that. I do that on the side. I also have that folded into my coaching program as well.
And for those of us who need more work, and tell us how could we tell us how could we find you? How can we contact you?
Yeah, so my website is still in process underway, although by the time this comes out, maybe my website will be available. It will be my name, shadisadeghi.com. But for now, you can find me on Instagram. My handle is at this life fulfilled, FULFILLED. I have a link tree up and I have some free meditations up there to help anyone, as well as you can book a free shadow work session, just like what we went through today. And we
Right.
can talk about what is getting in the way of what they really want. Um, and I'm happy. This is a service I want to put out into the world and help people because we are powerful creators and we don't know it. And modern living and modern world, busy life can just make us forget every day. And I want to remind people.
What are some of the key takeaways you can share with those individuals who would like to overcome unconscious resistance and watch their magic unfold?
So the mindset of neutrality, which you and I talked about, I think is really important. And just to be open and non-judgmental about observing yourself, becoming aware of why do I do what I do? Why do I choose the decisions I choose? Why do I react? Reactions are big. So that's the second takeaway I would recommend. If you are triggered by something, How are you reacting to it? Because that is triggering your past. That is triggering your unconscious mind, a part of you that wants to be freed and healed, essentially. And the people that trigger us, the people that set us off, or if there's some sort of emotional charge, that is gold. That is really our gold, because when it's showing us where we are giving our power to somebody or something else, and we're forgetting our own power. And so I take my clients as well through a integration of that trigger, that emotional charge, to free themselves from that emotional hold. These are two big ones to start.
Great. I just want to thank you so much for sharing here today, guys. As you may have witnessed, was very powerful, not only for you but for myself as well. And I ask that you contact Shadi for her services, because if I could have gotten so much clarity today, I know that with the work that she's doing, you guys would be in great hands as you work towards overcoming unconscious resistance and also taking the necessary steps to watch your goals manifest right before you. Not starting in January and stopping in August, but going throughout the entire year, taking those actionable steps and looking at the desired outcomes that we all look forward to. Again, I want to thank you so much for joining us here today.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this platform and for everything that you do as well.
Thank you so much.